The human voice is a marvelous instrument that can be trained to do whatever we want it to do. The secrets of voice can be learned, and a solid vocal technique can be developed. So, the good news is that we are in control. Secrets of voice development for speakers and singers. I am Vanessa, and in this series of lessons, we're going to share some of the secrets of voice. Billions of words are spoken every day on the earth, and they're used in business, they're used in relationships, and they're sung as music. So we want to know how a naturally produced voice can be done. A naturally produced voice is imperative if we're going to be successful, because your voice is your way of presenting yourself. Now, in order to understand the voice, you see, if you understand the voice and how it works, then it's really easy to correct it, to build it, to make it what you want it to be. So here, let's look at my drawing of the open mouth. Here we have the lips over here and the lips up here, and here's the teeth over here to the side, and the tongue laying down nicely in the trough that was made for it. Now what we're looking at here is the open throat. You see this round opening back here in the back. We sing always and ever with an open throat. We have to have the instrument built, and the instrument, our vocal instrument, the top of it is the throat. And we want to open that up, pull it up as far as we can up at the top. Well, we see here that there's an obstruction in this opening here of the throat. This part that's hanging down right here is called the uvula. And the uvula right now is obstructing part of the big open throat. We want a big open throat. It's obstructing it. So what we need to do is pull that uvula up into the soft palate. And you do that naturally. You know the feeling. It's a yawn. So when you yawn, you pull the back of the throat up, and you feel like Yogi Bear. Well, in this relaxed, open position. That's your big open throat. But look, there's something here at the bottom of the open throat. The tongue normally lays in this position here, and it's blocking off part of the open throat. We want the biggest radius, the biggest diameter of this throat we can have. So in order to get that, we put a groove in the tongue from front to back, and that brings the tongue down. Now we have the rest of the diameter of the throat open, and that groove that we put back there, now I call it a groovy throat, because we've built a big O-ring back here in the back of the throat. The groove has given us that big open throat that we want. And you have put an O ring in the back of the throat. The best thing that a singer or a speaker can do for themselves is to put an O ring in the back of the throat and keep it there. Well, if you do that, when you yawn, you notice that there has to be a foundation to hold that up there. So, how do we build a foundation for this big open throat? Now let's look at my drawing of the head. This is a side view of the head. And the thing that's interesting for us at this point as singers and speakers, down here in the throat at the level where the Adam's apple is, we find the larynx in this protected area in the center of the throat. And here inside the larynx, we have the vocal cords. Now, the vocal cords are fascinating to me because we have found that the vocal cords in women are only a half an inch long. It's two little pieces of cartilage that rub together and click together, and they're only a half an inch long. Amazingly, the same thing is true in men. They're only 3/4 of an inch long, and out of that, we get all of these marvelous sounds that the human voice does almost without effort. We think it, and it comes because we know the technique, and the technique will create what we want in our computerized voice box. Now, in order to set these vocal cords vibrating, we have a column of air that's coming up through here from the lungs, and they're supported by the diaphragm, and we'll look at all of those things and learn how to use them at optimum capacity. But right now, we want to know that these vocal cords, the air coming through that, the energy coming through that, creates a column of sound which comes through the mouth and then up here into the sinus cavities up here, and these vibrate. And then we have whole tones coming out. You see, once you understand how the voice works, then we can work it at our beck and call, and we can almost automatically create the sounds we want just by pushing the right buttons. A little knowledge with the voice goes a long way. And once you understand it, then we can know that anyone can have an effective, strong, healthy voice. In reality, we can do this. More later. Come back again.